Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a library book haul because I've been using the library a lot in the last few months. I've been borrowing books and checking out books there, and I realized that using the library is a more affordable way for me to read books because I get to borrow books for free. And even times when I reserve specific books from another library and it gets delivered to a library closer to where I live, that only costs me 25p. So compared to, let's say, buying a book for £8, I just get it for maybe 25p or for free. So it's definitely been a lifesaver using my library. So I'm just going to talk about the books I recently got and I intend to read. So the first one is The Misadventures of the Awkward Black Girl by Issa. So if you're unfamiliar with Issa is the star in the series Insecure on HBO. That is also available to watch on Now TV, and I've been watching Insecure, so that makes me want to find out more about Issa and her life. And I read the first few pages, so it's just about her growing up and just her life as an awkward black girl in the United States. So I'm excited to read this and just find out more about Issa, who I've been watching on TV of late. And the second book is called The Bookshop Book by Campbell, and I discovered Campbell on YouTube. So she makes booktube videos. So she talks about different books, poetry, writing, and life in general on her channel. And I discovered that she's written a couple of books. So she's an author as well. So I got fascinated in reading some of her work. So I got this one out, which is called The Bookshop Book. And the Bookshop Book is just about bookshops all around the world and how bookshops are fascinating because they're a house full of stories. Jen herself worked in a bookshop in the past, so she writes about that and also about bookshops in Scotland, in Africa, different parts of the world. So I'm excited to read this. And so both Issa book and Jen's book are both non-fiction, and I'm looking forward to reading them. So the other two books I got from my library are fiction, and I discovered them while listening to a podcast by a blogger called Emma Gannon. So she interviews people who have careers in the creative industry. So one of the people she interviewed in January or so was Sophie Kinsella, who is quite popular. And Sophie Kinsella has written a number of books. Her last book that I'm familiar with was a young adult novel, and it was part of Zoella Book Club. So if you know Zoella from YouTube and her book club with W.H. Smith, you might have heard of. Anyway, Sophie Kinsella is really popular. And I read one of her books. So the one that was part of the Zoella Book Club, which was Finding Audrey, I read that in like February or so. So I thought I would check out this one, and it's called My Not So Perfect Life, and it's about a girl who admires her boss, moves to London because she's dreamt of living in London all her life, and then she gets there and finds out that it's really difficult living there. It's expensive. She has a long commute to work, and she begins to think, oh, her life is not that perfect. And also, like, she begins to like look at her boss and wonders how come her boss has all these amazing things and she's here still trying to climb, the professional ladder. And even if she climbs it, she's not even sure if she'll be able to achieve as many things as her boss has. So there's this level of comparison, and also just the idea of how life isn't that perfect. And the fourth book I also discovered on Emma Gannon's podcast is called Hot Mess by Lucy Vine. This is Lucy's first novel, and I was listening to podcasts and listening to how Lucy got into writing the novel, and I thought it was fascinating. So it's about a single girl, I think also in London as well, whose life is a hot mess. So I think it's like a running theme of hot mess, my not so perfect life. There's this sense of things not going so well, and it's about a single girl in London whose life isn't perfect as well, and she's just navigating through everything. And also her friends are trying to set her up on dates, and I'll see how that goes. But I like the covers, like bright pink, and it looks interesting, so I'm excited to read it. So those are the books I got recently from my library and will be reading over the next few weeks. If you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, to subscribe, to comment on whether you use your library, and if you don't, why you don't use it. And also, you can also follow me on social media, on Instagram at TirayoA and on Twitter at Tirayo_Akonde. And thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in my next video.